IVM.
This IPL season, you stand a chance to win some epic prizes during the Cred Mega Jackpot Week from 27th April to 3rd May. You could win prizes like 3 whole years of free flights or a Tata Safari car and lots more. Just pay your credit card bills on the Cred app. Crazy jackpot prizes unveiled every day and crazy offers by partner brands on specific days. So don't miss out. Just download Cred. Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with earthquakes. Did you know that a seismic wave, or the movement felt after an earthquake, moves extremely fast across the earth? Within just 20 minutes, it can be felt on the other side of the Earth's surface. Now, just imagine how insanely fast that is. 20 minutes to the other side of the Earth. That is a distance of 13,000 kilometers. And the power of these kinds of earthquakes is insane. The ability to lift up buildings, rip cities apart. And when we think about earthquakes, we automatically visualize being in skyscrapers, swaying and them coming crashing down, or cars being swallowed up by the cracks that they form. The unfortunate truth is that many big and heavily populated cities lie on top of fault lines. Fault lines are the natural cracks in the Earth's surface. These are the lines where the rocks on the crust naturally slip and slide against each other. This slipping and sliding are what causes earthquakes. Geologists go and specialize in finding faults in the Earth's crust so that they can identify and hopefully warn cities about earthquakes, or then identify safer zones to build cities on. Now, it takes them years to professionally learn and experience how to become a fault finder. At least they restrict their fault finding to just the Earth's crust. We have taken fault finding to a whole new level altogether. Many of us have taken up finding faults as a passion. Finding faults in the world around us, finding faults in the things we do, finding faults in the things we think others are doing. Possibly finding faults in this podcast right now as you're listening to it. And this has become a behavior pattern. We are looking for mistakes and are trigger happy to point them out in people and give our opinion on them. Whether we know anything about the subject or not, we are ready with our advice on how things should be. The sad truth is that when you become a chronic fault finder, you're never really happy. And this is because you're constantly wishing for the world around you to be different from the way it was. This leads to frustration. Also, when you're a chronic fault finder, you're only looking for the bad things, the faults. In the quest of the faults, all the things that are right and beautiful are lost. You lose the ability to appreciate things. We miss all the good, hoping to correct the bad. In an episode of Frasier, he and his brother Niles go to this fancy restaurant for dinner. When they come home, they're grumbling to each other. They're saying the meal was so perfect that they could not find any faults, and hence it robbed them the joy of criticizing. Isn't it funny? When there's a fault, you criticize, and that makes you unhappy. When there is no fault, you can't criticize, and that makes you unhappy. However, the worst thing about being a chronic fault finder is that you become very quick to judge things and people. When you are constantly judging people, your mind is overworked and cannot find peace. I once asked one of my clients, who's a chronic fault finder, to just sit and observe the river on my farm. I told her to look and don't pass a single judgment. She lasted 10 seconds. The water should be cleaner. The building on the other side is too ugly. Why are people fishing in this river? Is it allowed? And as a chronic fault finder, you're constantly trying to see the world as it could be, as it should be, not as it really is. And it is tiring, frustrating, and a big drain on our system. Are you someone who keeps finding faults in themselves or in others? Does this make you feel happy or tired? And as your habit coach, I want to show you that there is no need to be a fault finder. The problem is that to find a fault, you have to immediately pass a judgment. Judgment is our belief fighting against the existing reality. To stop finding fault, you have to first stop judging. You have to stop judging yourself and others, passing your own judgment on things. Instead, it is okay to notice things, but then stop the process of, if only it was this, it could be better. Notice things without trying to improve things. So your simple habit starts by moving from being a fault finder to just an observer. Observe the world around you, but don't pass judgment on it. Observe the world around you, but don't think about how you could improve it. Observe without the intention to criticize. This way, you'll be living in the moment instead of wishing it were better. This way, when you have your perfect evening, you'll be able to enjoy it and not grumble about it. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashtin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank the sponsors on the network this week, Cred, Cied, TheWholeTruthFoods.com, and PayPal. We really appreciate your support. So this week on Cyrus Says, Cyrus had some interesting guests. Gayo Zirani was on to talk about his new Netflix film, and Mayur Tekchandani has made a new coffee table book about the city of Mumbai, which he came to discuss on the show. On the Wire Talk, Siddharth Bhatia was joined by Dr. Ali Khan Mahmoodabad to talk about the Muslim community's issues during these thorny times. On The Habit Coach, Ashton Doctor is joined by Sonia Jas to talk about the importance of fitness and why this is a great time to begin a journey to good health. The Simplified Gang has reunited and they discuss the hue and cry around the European Super League that was eventually just dropped after 2 days. On Shunya One, Shilith and I are talking to Gurubat from PayPal India. We talk about fintech, the future of digital payments, and a whole lot more. Really deep and interesting conversation about PayPal, its plans in India, and what kind of hiring they're looking to do. On The Millennial Athlete, Tanvi and Shlok were joined by sport and performance psychologist Dr. Shri Advani to talk about mental health for young sports stars. And I just want to again mention some of our cricket shows. The IPL season is on, and you should definitely check out Edges and Sledges. And we also have a Hindi show called Khel Niti. Do check that out as well. And with that, we hope to see you again next week.
We live in an age of disruption, of immense change in every aspect of work, life, and business. But is the old way of doing things truly dead? And are we ever going to stop saying the new normal? Join me, Varun Dugirala, on Advertising is Dead every Tuesday as I talk to entrepreneurs, leaders, creators, and change makers from across business, media, marketing, and beyond to dig a little deeper into how we got here, what we're doing now, and where we're headed. You can catch all the episodes of Advertising is Dead on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from.